right now, I got a notification that said I went live. I was like, I wasn't live yet. So I was like, what just happened? The screen said otherwise. It had me live. So that's okay. We are live now. Yes. I am officially live. Yes. Um, come on in. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get started in just a second. Um, I'm setting up my screen. I'm liking my live. Mute that. I like it here. Keep that screen up. Hello, friends. How are you all doing? We're going to talk all things going live in a second. I'm trying to get my live going. Appreciate you all coming in. If you come in, please like the live, comment for me as well. And so that way we're here, these two lives. And then one more one I gotta go to. Appreciate you all joining. Thank you so much. Hello, Michelle. How are you, friend? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you joining. I'm sitting here liking my lives. Thank you so much, friend. Let's see. I had to get a nap. After this morning, I was dragging. I just woke up from a nap a little while ago. Well, very good. That's good. Yeah. I had one meeting, then I had a break, and then I actually had a short meeting right before I took my nap. So, but I was like, oh my gosh, I need a nap. So I took like a 20-minute nap, which was probably the problem. You know, you take naps and you're like, ooh, now I'm sleepy still. You guys don't forget to run your playlist overnight. Yes, I need to do it more better than what I was doing. So I need to set up all the different channels so that they're running it. I have only been doing it like off 2 of them, so I need to do more. So that I do need to do. Thank you for the reminder. No nap time here. Oh yeah, I heard that, friend. Yes, yeah, you can't take a nap with the little ones, but gosh, I messed myself up. But what's been happening though? I've been going to bed late, which is the problem. So this is the first time where I think it's caught up with me, and I'm like, oh, I now need a nap. I had to get something in. And so I say that because I am going to do this live, and I say it all the time. I get to chatting. How you doing, Nancy? Thank you for joining. All that are here. Oh gosh, you look up and it's like 10 people in the room. Hi. At least you're here for now. But if you are here, Nancy, thank you for commenting. Go ahead and put a comment in the live. Make sure you like the live as well as share it out. And if you haven't, subscribe. And my moderator, thank you so much, friend. And my moderator is in the chat. Her name is Yes Michelle Crochets. So she's in the chat. She can answer any questions you have about starting a channel on YouTube. She is my person. I gift her to you if you have any questions. She can answer them for you when it comes to your YouTube journey. And so what I do is I talk about going live here on TikTok and YouTube because I'm co-streaming this. This becomes a saved playlist. And so if you ever have questions about anything I'm saying here, you can go back and reference it. So it's there for you to go back and check. And then Michelle is also available for you to get guidance from as well. And then finally, if you go to our channels, watch our content, like something, and subscribe, we will do the same for you. So you get 2 for 1. We will do the same for you. I want to see us all grow. We're going to do this, and we're going to be very intentional, strategic. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for commenting. Make sure you like the live as well for us. That helps with the algorithm. So I want TikTok to know we are here. People are liking it. People are engaging. They are watching. So I appreciate you. So definitely like the live. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to both of our channels. Thank you so much. And stay with us because we're going to get to chatting and talking. I'm about to go live on YouTube because I co-stream it. So I'm here co-streaming. And I usually talk about all the go live tips and strategies so you can be successful. So give me 1 second. I am setting up my title. So I usually spend a little time setting up my screens and my title. And um, and then we get started. Let's see. Here we go. Yes. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Appreciate you being here. Yesterday, my husband popped in while he was doing his walk. That was pretty nice of him. Hello, TikTok. It is Dr. Lisa. Launch Your Income. Come on in. We're going to get to chatting. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. We're going to talk about TikTok. Go live. Go live with ease and confidence. I want you to go live and not be scared or nervous. How you doing? God is good. Thank you so much. Nurse Tina, yes, thank you so much for joining. So come in, leave a comment. We're just getting started. Let me know if you're new to my room. I want to make sure you are here. Terry, thank you so much for joining. S.H. Thomas, thank you so much for coming on in, friend. So this is my 4 p.m. I don't want you to be scared or nervous or shy. I talk about this live being my live for my newbies. So come in, let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get to chatting. And I know as the room starts to get to rooming, my friends are going to come and get their daily heart me. They're going to get a chance to come in and connect. So that's what this is all about. So I want to make sure you are growing and learning how to navigate and engage on TikTok. So feel free to come on in. We're going to share out the live as well. So I want to make sure I'm sharing out my live. Alden, thank you so much. Ray, how are you, friend? Come on in. How's everything going, friend? I know some of you guys, Robin, thank you so much. Hello, Leanne. How are you, friend? Come in, my friend. I know some of you come earlier and you get your daily heart me. So when you come back, you're like, Dr. Lisa, I can't get my daily heart me. But I appreciate you guys coming on back. I love it that you are liking the live. You are supporting the live. And so feel free to come in and ask any questions. Alba, how are you, friend? I see you coming in. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to get started. So I just turned on the live. We're going to get started in a second. And all of you are coming in, liking and joining the live. I appreciate you coming. Sheena, how are you, friend? I see you coming in. So some of you can't get your daily heart because you were my 10 o'clock, but that is okay. So we know what to do here, friends. Thank you so much. And please feel free to share the live. Yes. And so we're going to share out this live. Let's see. If you hold my nose and my glasses down, we can share it out. And that way you can share it out to your supporters. That's just another way to get the live out there. And I am going to talk. I just posted my video this morning. And that's kind of going to be my talking point. Thank you for the daily heart me. I can't see who did it, but thank you so much. I have the screen up. Thank you so much, Elba. You got your, Eva, you got your daily heart me. You know I say your name 20 different ways, don't I, friend? It is not intentional. Forgive me. I am not doing it on purpose. When I see it, I say Elba, and I was like, that's not it, because there's no L in that. Why am I saying that? So it's Eva. I think that's an Eva. So, let's put that over here. Let's get this going up. I don't like the camera being right there. There you go. Thank you so much for coming over to my YouTube channel too and liking the live. Make sure you like and share it out for me, friends. Appreciate you being supportive. Thank you so much for the awesomes. You're awesomes. I appreciate your friend. Thank you so much. Is it Alba? Is that it? Alba? Lord, I apologize. Is it Eva? Eva. I think I said it right. I might have said it correctly that last time. Eva. Yes. You know what? You said, Dr. Lisa, give it a rest, friend. Give it a rest, because you know what? My Chicago accent, that's what I call it, because people in Chicago, we say all types of things. So that's what I say, Chicago. Now, my Chicago friends are going to come in the room. They're like, look here, you are not going to put that on us. That is not us. That is a you thing. I appreciate you coming in. How you doing, Hello Q? How you doing? Like Neva, Eva, Eva, okay, Eva, okay, I think I said it. Say Eva, appreciate you. Heather. Look at you. You're like, okay, how you doing? Be reconciled. Appreciate your friend. Now here's what my mind is going to do. I'm going to try to say that correctly, but if I just say friend, you know my mind didn't click quick enough. So that's what's going to happen now. Appreciate you. Like she taught me how to say it, and it's not clicking. So, and so I'm just gonna be like, hey, friend, hey. Come on in, friends. How are you? Thank you so much. You know how we do. Hey, girl. Oh, I appreciate you all. Come on in, share the live. We're gonna get started. So I love that. So oh, hold on one second. Let's see. Yes, you're so sweet and funny. I just whatever comes up comes out sometimes. Like, you know what, Lisa, you know darn well you're gonna struggle with that. My husband teases me all the time about the way I pronounce things. So we have the 5-year-old, and so the running joke is that he is going to be just like his mom when it comes to reading and saying words because I'm the person who's teaching him now. There's like, you should not be the person in this household. He's like, he's gonna be like, what? My mommy says it like that. Oh my gosh, let me say this story real quick. So I was teaching him how to write his name. And so all my little educators in the room, y'all gonna slap my hand too, because the teacher had to check me on it. I was like, you know what? Duly noted. I got you. I'm gonna do right. So I was teaching him all capital letters. Don't ask me why. I was just showing him because he had never written letters before. This is about a year ago. But I was teaching him all letters in capital writing. So I was teaching him his name in capital letters. And she said, well, why does he keep writing his name in capital letters? And when he would go to school, she tried to fix it with him. He was like, no, mommy taught me how to do it this way. So she was like, Mom, did you teach him all capitals? Can you not make sure that he does his capital C and then the rest of the letters should be lowercase? I was like, all right, thank you. I got it. Thanks. Duly noted. So anyway, that's how my mind works. I apologize because I sure do write my name in all caps too. When I'm writing, everything is like these little, they're lowercase caps, but they are capital letters. Hello, Granny D. How are you, friends? Come on in. How you doing, Visionary? Thank you guys for coming into the room. Thank you so much. I see you guys coming in. She Spray, how are your friends? Shay Sprays, thank you so much. Hello, hello. How's everything going? So what I did, I created a post. I did a live event tomorrow. I'm going to do it for tomorrow at my 4 o'clock. This is for my nervous people, my shy people, my introverted people, my people who are like, okay, why do I want to press this go live button? So the topic is going to be focused on mindset. So that's what we're going to do it for. I'm going to try to come on as close to 4 o'clock as possible. So I'll probably set up my YouTube a few minutes early. Straight yelling your written word in all caps. I know. That's exactly what I was doing. All caps, like, look here is my name and here is his name. All caps. we yelling it. But yeah, so he now knows how to write the lowercase. He was going to get to the lowercase. Let me just be clear about that. We started with uppercase because I wanted to see if he could write the letters. You know, you see everything A, B, C, you see it in uppercase. So we did his name that way. So it wasn't supposed to be a big deal, but she made it a big deal. I was like, okay, we'll do the lowercase too. But yeah, you're right. It is shouting. That is the interpretation. And so mindset really quickly. Thank you so much. Mindset. We're going to talk about mindset because I know some of you are coming here and you're like, okay, you know what? You get, I'm assuming you're thinking about this, you're contemplating it because you come back, you're getting tips, you're getting strategies, you're trying to think about should you go live or not. And so what I'm going to talk about is just the mindset for it. I know oftentimes we get stuck. And I, like I said, I always tell the story about starting the other page where it was faceless. And with that page, it kind of allowed me to ease into going live and kind of getting a sense of how the go live journey process should look like. And so that's when I decided to make the decision. That's when I made the decision to start in January and start my page and just start going live consistently. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm trying to encourage you all to be intentional about your process. And someone, asked very kindly, they was like, you know what, can you start with mindset? Can you help with the mindset piece? Now, suddenly Susan, she was the person that said it. She came to my 10 o'clock. She said she had actually hit the go live button that this morning, and it went fairly well. So, I think that's kind of the lesson learned. You hit the live button, and in our mind, we anticipated all this stuff to not happen or to happen, and it goes well. And it's not a big deal. Everything goes fine. People come in the room, people engage. So, for that reason, I want you guys to be at least optimistic about the fact that it could go well. It could be very good and a successful live. How you doing, Dee? I see you, Ren. Hi, Dee's Customs. How you doing, Per Mom? Good afternoon, friend. So if you get a chance, it is in my profile on here where you can click and register for it if you want to register, just to get a reminder that allow you to be notified when it starts. But it will be my regular 4 o'clock. We'll focus on mindset for much of that. You said, I'll be back. Thank you so much, friend. We'll focus on mindset throughout the live. I'll probably start the conversation around 4:30 just so we can get people in the room, get the room energized. TikTok is probably going to give us a flash goal any minute now, so we'll be able to set that as well. But the purpose is focused on mindset. And if you are somebody, and I'm going to ask this, I always do, if you are somebody new to my room, put new in the chat. And if you are somebody who's been struggling with your mindset, and maybe you're not new, but you're like, you know what, I have not gone live yet. I'm nervous, I'm shy, I'm scared, all the things. You could put that in the chat just so I know if you're somebody who need, we can intentionally talk here. But then also, I love to talk to people who are going live because you guys are modeling the way. I'm always surprised how well you said, I'm always surprised how well how well your lives go. Is that what you're about to say? Is that it? You're surprised by it? Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing about it. I think um, I'm honest. I'm honest. I'm so scared. Are you really? I think we anticipate in our mind like it's going to go poorly, and people won't show up, people won't engage, but they will. So, Bridget, you said you're scared. Bridget, you got a lot of followers too. They're waiting to hear from you. How you doing, 41? Appreciate your friend. Um, let's see. Yeah, I mean you have a lot of followers, so you're almost at 5,000. And so, what's the holdup, friend? What's the holdup? What is it about the Go Live journey? What is it about it? Are you doing a 30-day Go Live challenge? Oh, you know what? I did it. I guess we could do that. We could launch that. Yeah, that's a great touch. Um, April was a 30-day Go Live challenge for my bundle folks. So we had a few people who did go live every single day. Every single day. That's what they did. So yes, but I love that idea. So yeah, we can make that go with accompany the session. Absolutely. That's a great plan actually. And keep telling myself I'm going to start on a certain day and then keep pushing it back. Oh yes. You know what? Suddenly, Susie, don't come in here talking about it's scary. Why would you say it's scary? You went live today. Was it scary? It wasn't scary. You said sorry. It was not scary. You did it. And you said you had people in the room and they engaged a little bit. You had a whole conversation. We need to push each other. That's it. That's it. Hello, Cotton Top. How are you? How you doing, Carmen? Hello, MJ friend. Yeah, it can be. It could be a little uneasy. Hello, Ebony. How are you? So I don't want you guys to think scary. If you click the button, so here's the thing. Imagine you are, I say this all the time, and so I'm going to say it again, uneasy. Yes, uneasy. I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing great. I was sharing how I scheduled a live event for tomorrow where we're going to talk about the mindset shift to go live. So this is my 4 o'clock. My people who are nervous, uneasy about going live, maybe scared, maybe you're saying you're shy, you're an introvert, all the things that we tell ourselves. And not to say that it's not true, don't get me wrong, but I want you to push yourself to do something you've never done before. And so the reality is you're on this app, and I'm just going to paint the picture. You're on this app. You're curious. I'm assuming all of us are curious about how people are um, obviously content creation, going live, people making money on this app. How much can you make? How much can you earn? How people are into digital marketing. You're into all that stuff. You're questioning all of that. How do you get people to buy your products? You maybe have something you want to sell, whether it's a physical thing or a digital thing. And so you're curious about all that. But then you're like, okay, well, I go to these lives and you may even buy something. You might even buy something from me. You might buy something from somebody. You're like, okay, I bought something from them. The reality is, you came to that live, you got to know, like, and trust that person. You looked at them in their eyes, you like what they were saying, you like how they can explain things. But the reality is, at one point, they were new. At some point, they had to start. And some people might have had some practice from other platforms or some other parts of their life, their job and stuff, but at some point, they were new. And so, my point is, you just need to get through that new phase and just continue to do it, and you'll get better. And especially since you start engaging in the process, reviewing your recordings, practicing, thinking about how you say things. I know one of the things I did, and I say it all the time now, is that I started looking at my recordings, and I'm a hand talker. You see my hands go all over the place. And so then I did the little hand heart. I was like, that's my way of bringing my hands down. And now I don't have to necessarily talk as much with my hands. I still talk with my hands though. But you know, those are the things that you learn about yourself, and you figure out how to say things differently. And it's a moment where you are, you know, ideally you are talking to your best friend. I mean, you got to love yourself. You got to say, I'm talking to this person. I love this person dearly. I'm going to continue to talk and pour into her and help her become better and stronger and more confident and all the things, because this is the person I love the most. And I was teasing and said, and not that I wasn't saying the truth, but I am the person I love the most, more than my kids, more than my husband. My husband came in here yesterday, so hopefully he didn't hear that part. But it's the truth. You know, you got to love yourself. So that's what this is about. TikTok gave us the heart puffs for our flash goal. I'm going to put that up before we lose it. So let me know. Oh, the roses. I'm sorry. So the roses that we got. And so, but yeah, that's what this is all about. You want to make sure you're able to go live and feel at ease with it. So I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, this is something you can't do. Thank you so much for the daily heart meat and the heart puffs. Oh, I'm sorry, the roses. I keep saying heart puffs because I'm destroying the heart puffs. But it is a little bit intimidating. Don't get me wrong. I will say that. And it's not. And here's the thing. I'm a strong believer. Anybody can do anything. So that's the first thing I'll say. It's not necessarily people's jam. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Some people say that's not for me. I'm not going to do it. It's not my jam. What I won't say is that you can't do it. So I will never say that, because there are people who are doing it all the time. And at the end of the day, you see them doing it. It's like, you know what? Their life is not for me, but their life is for somebody else. Okay. I don't necessarily care for their style. Thank you so much, level 16. Awesome. How you doing, Alicia? I saw you come in, friend. I saw them go live. Their message, the way they approach things, it's not, I'm not feeling it, but people on this app, there's somebody for everybody. And there are people out there that enjoy their approach. And so by all means, you will find your people. And so we're talking about, you know what I'm doing, Alicia, I set a live event for tomorrow that's going to talk about mindset. So the whole live for my 4 p.m. is going to focus on mindset, just for my people who are nervous, shy, afraid, introverted, all the things. Because at the end of the day, your audience is a reflection of you. So I see you all as a reflection of me in terms of how I had to navigate this process. Self-doubt, yes. Self-doubt, yeah. That's where, yeah. That's the nervousness. That's all wrapped up into that self-doubt. I talked earlier about, you know, the things we tell ourselves, the cognitive distortions, the things we say. Well, I'm not good at this. I'm not perfect. I don't know what to say. People won't come in. Nobody wants to hear my story. I don't have anything to talk about. All the things that we tell ourselves. All the things we tell ourselves, like, again, even when you go down to the conversation about, you know yourself. Obviously, you know yourself very well. And I'm not telling people, I'm not telling you you don't know yourself. But the reality is, a lot of times we operate in our comfort zone. And that becomes part of the narrative we tell ourselves, where I can't do this, or I don't like this, or this is not for me. And so that tells me that either something about your life has kind of fed into that narrative that this is not for you, in a sense that you're using the conversation of being the crutch of I'm shy, I'm nervous, I'm the anxiety, all the things, which I'm not saying that those aren't real things, and they are real things, but the reality is you can transform too. You can change that thinking. You can change that approach. You can, you figure this is graduation season. So there are so many people of all ages that are crossing the stage and they've accomplished something that they didn't think they were going to be able to do. Maybe there was some setbacks academically, some setbacks in their personal life, whatever, but they didn't think they were going to be able to do it. But they persevered. And next thing you know, they're crossing that stage. So I just say that because I want us to have that type of mindset. Like, it's easy to say, oh, I can never do it, I'm so scared. But when I hit that go live button, I was scared. And so I teach this because there's a lot of live hosts on here that are not teaching this conversation. Because the reality is, this conversation means that there's more people who are going live. If you're really teaching it, there's more people who are going to go live and build their communities. And so, to a certain extent, you want people to continue to support your community. But at the end of the day, certain people have to kind of figure out their own way. So I teach it on purpose because I want you to feel uplifted and inspired by this ability to go live and then ultimately monetize. You said I'm not qualified to help anyone. Was that a comment? Like, that was just feeding into that narrative? Hopefully you don't feel that way. Well, I appreciate your friends. Suddenly, Susan, you went live. So that's the thing. You pressed the go live button. You actually did it. And so you just got to keep going. Keep doing it. Almost half of the year is gone and people still haven't gone live. Half the year is gone. You said, Dr. Lisa, you still talking to these same people that haven't gone live yet? No, these are new people in my travels. These are new people. Yes, you said you have a book about going live. Say that again. Yes, you said you have a book about going live. My checklist. My checklist is in my storefront. And it tells you the different things that you need to do as you're gonna go live. Yes, that's there for you. Yeah, what you should be doing before you're live, during your live, and then after your live. So that's the way it's set up. It's 3 pages. Girl, what you doing here? Oh, girl, let's go. How you doing, friend? Samaya, how you doing, friend? You know what? You didn't look at my bio. I go live twice a day. I go at 10 a.m. and I go at 4 p.m. So 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. You said, what are you doing here? Yeah. Like, what are they waiting? You said, what are they waiting on, huh? In my travels, she has gotten bit by the go live bug. I'm just gonna say that, friend. I don't know about anybody else, but she has gotten bitten. So your regular go live. So put it in the chat for me. You've been going live for, it's been officially 2 months consistently, hasn't it been? I know you had done some occasional go lives, but for the most part, your consistent schedule has been 2 months running. And you have Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's not the only time you go live. You go live now daily, don't you? You said, oh, okay. As soon as I get to 1K, baby. There we go. You can go live. Wait a minute. Let's go. Girl, let's go. You know you don't need 1K to go live. You know you got live access now. Let me make sure I understand what you're saying, friend. You know that's what I teach. I probably didn't get a chance to talk about that in my 10 o'clock, but no, you have live access now, friend. Honey, I finally started. I'm still nervous each time, but the rewards outweigh my fears. Love that. Love that. Happy Tuesday, everyone. What do you feel about the new community guidelines going into effect starting today? I don't know. What's the new, what do you mean new community guidelines? Tell me more. What's going into effect today? No, I didn't know that. Honey, please tell me what the button, the button at. Where the button at? You're funny. Yeah, you've been had live access. I'm looking at you level 9 and you're 400, almost 500 followers. You literally gonna have 500 followers today. Hey there, Dr. Lisa, thank you. Come on, let me see that. Uh, hey there, how you doing, Kim? I see your friend. I go live maybe 3 times a week. Okay, gotcha. Now, what community guidelines you talking about? Which ones? I'm trying to think. What have I heard? Something going into effect today. Nothing's popping in my head that I knew about. If I set up my subscription, can I make changes to it? Once you talking about your subscription for your community, once you set it up, I think it has a message that you cannot change it for 30 days. I think it's 30 days. Hold on one second. Enjoy your day. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, honey. Big five, double O. Yeah, you're about to do it. Did you do it? Yeah, you're about to do it. TikTok has gotten very strict. TikTok has gotten very strict. Went into effect today. No green screen. Ooh. Who wants to come up and spill the tea? I haven't heard the no green screen. Where are you guys getting this from? Is it in the Creator Academy? Where are you getting it from? Yes, okay. Be careful with commenting. Okay. So commenting as in people hear commenting. Is that what you mean? Um, and are you talking about like the filtered comments, that whole scoop and follow and all that stuff too? I'll say this, it's going to get a lot of stricter starting today. Interesting. They are demonetizing people. Interesting. So, okay, who wants to come up? I want to hear some of the tea. At least I'm accepting. Okay, I'm accepting. Let me hear. And let me know when you're, hello. Hello, friend. I gotta turn my volume up. So, effective today, starting today, they have new community guidelines for anyone who monetizes on TikTok. Okay. So basically, they've gone very strict. So a lot of people are scared to put comments on videos because when people have slangs, you would say, "Oh, girl, you're crazy. Oh, you're so silly." Okay. They are literally demonetizing your page for simple things like that. Simple little slangs that the AI doesn't pick up. You cannot use green screens. Like sometimes in your videos in the back, you're talking about an article. Say you're talking about an article or something that happened in the news, and you have famous people then behind you. No green screens. Okay. They don't want any green screens. What else? A lot of things came out. So if you go into TikTok Studio and click on monetization, then click on the guidelines under monetization, you're going to see a whole bunch of things that they're talking about. No more begging. They don't want to hear any begging. No more follow for follow. Nothing like that, because they will demonetize you. So that's kind of the whole grow room culture then too. Correct. The grow room culture. Oh, also, people are monetizing on tragedies. So none of that. If you are monetizing, if something tragic happens and you decide to come on TikTok and talk about it and showing pictures and none of that, it will demonetize. What do you mean, like the hurricanes that are happening, the tornadoes and stuff? That not tornadoes, not hurricanes. Well, just like with what happened with the TikToker recently, the one in Colombia. I don't know if you've seen that. I heard something about it. So people are talking about that a lot, and TikTok does not like that. So they're demonetizing people just for simple little things. So we have to now start being very careful. Stop asking. I've been in rooms where people say, "Throw me a lion, throw me a universe." Oh. You have to be very, very careful now, and that goes into effect today. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I clicked monetization for another reason last night, and I saw that there were new community guidelines, and I just didn't read it. So now I need to go back and read that because I saw what you're talking about, but I didn't go through it. Go through it and just be careful for everyone. Just be careful with the slangs if you're commenting on somebody's video, just be careful with the slangs, not bringing up tragedies, not trying to monetize off someone else's, downfall, or they're becoming very strict, which is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Well, I mean, it's kind of what I talk about here in terms of the proper way to set up your room and etiquette and stuff. So a lot of this. So wait a minute. So I'm stuck on green screen. The green screen that I pull up all the time is the one with the hand heart, and I shrink it and I show maybe the scale live rewards. So you said I can't do that anymore? So I would be just go back in the guidelines and see if that's a problem. Be careful because they weren't specific. They just don't want any green screen. So specifically, if you're talking an article, sometimes I would watch videos with people talking about an article, so they use the green screen behind. They don't want that anymore. They don't want that anymore. So I'd be very careful. Just go through the guidelines and look at it again and see if it applies to what you normally do. Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. And when you're appealing, their appeals process is not very good. TikTok's appeals process is they need to fix that. When you're appealing. So that's why I'm saying just be careful with what you put up, because if something happens, the appeal process is so ridiculous. And that's why people are having like second accounts or more than one account. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, right. Thank you. I appreciate your friend. All right. Absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. He said, it sounds like we want to hide some educational information in current affairs. Yeah, I've heard some of that talking too, in terms of how people felt like there's too much censorship coming up, and how people were being treated with their, their editorials and their some of the more controversial topics. So I've heard that has been kind of an issue for a minute, with people getting violations for that. Coach Miss Jessie, you said you want to come up too. I'm gonna let you come up real quick, friend. How you doing? Thank you so much. I don't know if you were ready. I'm sorry. I hit accept and didn't give you much notice. Hey. Hold on. I didn't even see it come. Hold on. That's it's that and so much more. Make sure you are reading through the guidelines today. I will. I'm gonna take a point to look. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. So I wanted to piggyback what Alicia was saying. So with the background video, the creative reward program, you can no longer do how you step to the side and you do the video. They show like the background video, but you can do your hand thing. Okay. That's the only thing you can do. You cannot do the step aside and have like a video going and you just pointing. Gotcha. Yeah, I've never done that one too much. I think I always do the hand one, just so you got it in front of me. The only one you can do. Okay. So that one is no longer. And then for the comments, it's if you make a video on engagement or whatever, then the word engagement needs to be what is in the video, like not basically deceiving, like, oh, your videos are about this, but there's nothing about it. That's that. So they said the algorithm needs to pick up what you're saying, and it needs to match up with your title. So you need to have titles for your posts and stuff like that. And then the other thing that they're trying to push out, two things. One, with the recording, with the your stories, the AI Alive. They want you to use it because that's going to help push your stuff out. The AI Alive, it looks really weird, but I used it today. It's very weird because you're using it with a solid picture, and then you add it, and then the doggone thing moves. I said, oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah, I got it. So it's wild to see that a picture comes to life like that. Makes me think of a lot of things, but anyway. So that they want us to start really using, so it could help push your content out. And also the scheduling of your videos. You can schedule them, so they want you to start using those features because it's ways that they're like really helping and give you an opportunity to get your content or get yourself out there and pushing. So use the tools that they are giving as far as the resources. And for the begging, it's the it's like people that cry a whole lot all the time about, what's happening in their lives. Not to say that, it may not be, but there are a lot of people that cry for sympathy. And empathy, that's the word they use, I believe, was empathy. Like looking for that, for people to feel sorry for you so that they can give money. So it's like a form of manipulation. So that part is like a no. And they say like you can't cry or you can't talk about any disaster or anything. It's just like there are, you've seen those videos, or even like during the which I'm sure is going to change the culture of box battles, but in the box battles, a lot of times there'll be people from that comes on, and they're like explaining, you know, how grateful they are because the people gave them these gifts, and that a lot of times they'll start crying, but it's like another form of like manipulation, of like to get more gifts and stuff like that. And then what? So I was looking at Kim's comment. Kim asked, I guess she was asking the questions, and without me reading the guidelines before coming here, I don't know all the details, but the whole thought of people tapping the screen and sharing the live, those prompts come from TikTok often, especially sharing the live. And so, and are you saying that you can't tell people how to support your live anymore? No, 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 not that. No, no, not sharing the lives, and the Okay. commenting as far as like if you make a video and you say you title your video is about engagement. Right. You put the word engagement in the comments. Using the word engagement and what you're saying, so that the algorithm pick up that this is what it's about. You know how we learned on Friday with Jessica, she was saying about putting the titles Right. your videos and stuff like that. So it was like kind of like that kind of reiteration in that sense for your content and stuff like that. Making sure that you title it properly. So not from sharing your live. It didn't say anything about like you're not able to share your live, or I didn't see that. Yeah. Okay. And there's something else I was trying to think of, but it's just kind of, I think they want us to really use the tools that they're giving, right, as opposed to people making up their own stuff. And then with the gift thing, I'm sure this is gonna be in regards to those people that like act like they don't recognize anybody else if you didn't throw those big gifts, which I know that it's going to impact quite a few of those rooms. And again, I don't know how it's going to pertain to box battles and things like that. And I think those might be right. It's going to have to probably be different, because those are especially in the box battle, you are telling people what to send, and you're telling them instructions of like how to let you win because it's a competitive moment. So I don't know if it impacts box battles or even group box battles, but that part, like, you can't be telling me to send me a galaxy. Right. And then you can't be like, if you send me that, I'll pin you up. You cannot do that. And people were doing that. Wow. Yeah, people do it. Yes. I'm like, oh, well, I need to go see what they're doing today. They ain't read it. Wow. I've seen them do it in many rooms, and I mean, I know that we think of integrity wise, it's wrong, but there was people that, would be in those rooms that would still do it. I'm like, y'all being yelled at, cursed at, misused and abused, and y'all still doing it. So I'm like, I don't understand that concept, but people will still do it because they want to be seen, and things like that, so that they can stick out. But they're like, no, just they don't want to be telling people what to give in that sense of, and that's the only way we recognize. Exactly, exactly. And okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna get back to some of the comments a little bit, but thank you for sharing that update. I'm gonna take a look at it afterwards and just make we're all up to speed on it. All right, thank you so much. Okay, bye bye. Okay, let's see. I was trying to catch up on comments and stuff. Um, my friend who said that's why I don't want to go live. Lovely, loving. That's why I haven't gone live. I feel it's always something. You know what, friend? That is not the right attitude. um, Alicia, you said no clickbait. Yeah, that's interesting because that's what a lot of people do. You're right. I see that on a lot of content where people are saying one thing and then the chat goes into this whole other conversation about teamwork and all that other stuff. So I can see how that's all a problem too. That's problematic. So yeah, you can share the live. You can do that. The click by title must match up with the content. There we go. Yep, yep. I agree with that. Um, Thank you so much. How you doing, Social Nana? Thank you. Yes, I see that a lot. The begging. Yeah. Yes, stopping the beggars and the battles. You, a lot of people are not going with these entertainment agencies because of the battles. So it's turning off a lot of people. And I wonder, you never know, but I wonder if that is kind of something that they're noting. Like, I don't want to battle. And so everything you're telling me to do as an agency is to battle. And that's not something I want to do. So yeah, I can see how that could be a problematic too. And maybe they realize that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I have that as part of my subscription. Your comments will be pinned. Oh, really? Um, yeah. I've always been told that whole pinning people for follow and recognition, that was always a deterrent. And I know from those grow rooms, that grow room culture, people would use PIN. They would spell it because they would get in trouble at one point for it. And then the scooping, the follows, the gotchas, all that stuff. That was part of the grow room culture. So yeah, I would take that away from a subscription benefit. Yeah, you probably want to be careful with that. I have a content creator account for almost 2 months now. Really? And you haven't done anything with it? Going live is good. It is. It is. Obviously we're gonna have to kind of work around the new rules, but I have to read it because I don't know if it's going to be, from what I talk about, how I conduct myself, how I tell you guys to conduct yourself, it's probably not going to be an issue. It's those other rooms, like from what I'm hearing, the people who are begging, the people who are, manipulating, all that stuff, the grow rooms, that's not what this is. And so if you are doing things in accordance to TikTok policies, the community guidelines, but also respecting the people in your room, I think that's where you'll be fine. And going live is not going to be a conflict. It's the other stuff when you go out into these TikTok streets and you start seeing other people and how they behave. You don't want to adapt those behaviors. That's the thing about it. Don't do what they're doing, because what they're doing is very problematic. You said box bottles should be muted. They should be. Yeah, they absolutely should be. But they're muted. Obviously when you're in the room though, you hear what the person is saying. So that person who is the live host, they're wrong a lot of times in terms of what they're asking for. You said, what's the purpose of the battle? It's a form of entertainment and a form of monetization, because what the live host is doing is getting points for that engagement and all the gifts. People gift at a level that they don't normally gift at, and so they're getting rewarded because of that. And so people battle quite a bit, and they kind of grow their level. Their league that they're in, that grows because of them battling so frequently. You say, yes, I'm going to take that down. Yes. As of today, I won't comment on people's posts. I will wait and see how comments are being flagged. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. I think our comments, again, it's the behaviors that we have. I don't think it's the bad behaviors. I mean, I don't see us. I don't know what y'all do, y'all. I'm talking about myself. It was loud. I don't see how we would be commenting in a way that's going to get us in trouble. So I would say that much first of all. And if the video is talking about a certain topic, obviously if you're using words in terms of the context of the post, you should be fine. I mean, that'd be an issue for you or me. Yeah. I mean, for us, but the collective us. But for those other rooms, those other people in terms of how they behave, yeah, they're probably gonna have to really reevaluate their status on this app. You said that's not for this room. You're right. You said you're perfect. Nobody should look anything you did. You said I'm perfect. I am not perfect. What is the grow room exactly? The grow room is so they call them now selves engagement rooms. That's the rooms. That's what they call themselves. So they're rooms where people are coming in and all they're doing is connecting, and they're flying high at the top, sending gifts, and they're typically the live host is maybe DJing and playing music on their Spotify or whatever they're playing music from. And because of that, they're just talking, and yelling out people's names and saying thank you for this, and oh, this is who's up here at high level, and they're usually trying to create an environment of people following for follow's sake. So you're growing your followers. So that's what's happening. That's what the room is doing. And that is frowned upon. It's been frowned upon from TikTok perspective for years now. But those rooms have kind of morphed into kind of these entertainment rooms now. And they're still doing some of the same bad behavior because those people are just in there to get follows. That's what's happening. A room like this, people do follow each other in a room like this, and you should build community, but you figure these are all people who have a similar interest. The room, granted, the room right now is not rooming in that way, but essentially, if everyone's here to learn and grow and understand about TikTok and monetization, and this live in particular, making sure you can go live with ease, then that's a different topic. And that's a different format for the room. It's a learn room. It's not just this entertainment community room. So you said I'm educating in the right way. I thank you. The live host can mute. The live host can mute people. Yeah, you can mute people. So Trinana, what were you saying about that? Let me know what you were saying. The host on your end of the battle can mute the person that are battling. Okay, you said for the battle rooms. How you doing, cute animals? Hello, friend. Inspired. Yes, Joe. Thank you so much, friends. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, that's what's happening there. So I am going to do my homework, y'all. Y'all got me out here looking bad for the teacher in the room, huh? I need to go back and read the guidelines. I did not know that rolled out today. Yes. Hey, I made it. Yes, friend. How you doing? I had no idea. And it was where did all this tea come from? You're leaving, Michelle. Thank you so much, friend. Where did all this come from? It was no post. Y'all. So it's funny. So teacher tutor, Miss Kelsey, we had a conversation yesterday. You asked me about guidelines. Now, Delisa, I am late to the to the live. What did I miss? We're talking about the new guidelines that's rolling out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Zelda. Appreciate you. So you asked me yesterday. Remember, I responded to your IG questions, and one of your questions was like, "How do you get information?" So I literally had looked up because I wanted to make sure I told you the right information. I looked up the answer for you, left you the answer, and I should have stopped and read through what I looked up. I did not look through it. I just said, okay, here's where it's at. I went on my screen. I looked at the monetization information. I looked up, obviously, the Creator Academy information, and I literally shared that with her yesterday. And I could have stopped and read it, and I would have had all this tea for the session today, but I did not stop and read. So, yeah, so I literally looked at it too, and I did not stop to read it. But yeah, so I am going to do my homework tonight. And I said I did read last night. You did read it last night? Yes. I was surprised. Yeah. Yep. I did not stop to read it. So I'm going to do my homework tonight and make sure I get caught up. I will definitely bring that for talking points. You said, what is, essentially there's some changes that come. So what I told you to go look at for the monetization on TikTok Studio, read it because there's some new community guidelines that rolled out specifically for monetization. And it was speaking to how these policies will demonetize people if they are in violation of TikTok's policy when it comes to content creation, commenting commenting on someone's post, as well as coming in someone's live and your engagement here in the live, and how live hosts are conducting themselves. So again, there's some things that people have been doing to manipulate. I think that's the best way to put it. And essentially TikTok is saying, okay, now you're going to get violations for that. And then people who are being more controversial, maybe there is this again using trying to get sympathy or empathy for some tragic situation, they're trying to say that's not acceptable. Any of that type of behavior is not acceptable. So it's really not what happens with any of the live host rooms that people that are in this room that are going live. That's not your topic. That's not your focus. But it could be, it could be problematic for many rooms that do participate in that type of behavior. Okay, I look forward to you. You said I look forward to you. You said, look it up, girl. You gonna come back and bring it, huh? I will. I will. I will. Dr. Lisa will look it up and bring it back. But no, everything that Alicia shared, Coach Miss Jessie shared in my travels, you guys have been in the comments sharing stuff too. So everything they said, I mean, I get it because, we've been seeing it. And these are the things that, raised an eyebrow for all of us. So it's not surprising for TikTok to say, okay, no more. That's enough. We can't continue to do this type of behavior. So that for sure makes sense. I guess as a commenter, I'm not a person that does controversial comments. I try to stay above board when I leave a comment because I know people will, again, like Alicia used the word clickbait. People will bait you in terms of saying something that is that, and that's a strategy. Don't get me wrong, because people do this to make people comment. So people have posts and topics that are controversial, and then you get people to kind of say something in the chat, and then some people are rude and inappropriate in what they say. And so if you are that person, you need to check yourself real quick on comment on somebody's post and your mind is saying what you think you should type out. I would say pause and don't do that. So yeah, so thank you so much, Understar. Thank you so much, the agency, um, Nucleus Guard, Nexus Guard. I'm sorry, contacted me about joining the agency. What do you think? I don't know them. I'm writing agency lists down, Kim. I am on the hunt for a new agency as well. So I need to do some research. I have a running list of somebody mentioned New Star. I think Jamie Lee, she usually comes in here. New Star, Perfect 10. I think that was Portia. She came in and talked about them. And now you're talking about Nexus Guard. So I've never heard about them. Any research you've done so far? Let me know. Sometimes they would filter totally normal messages too. Yes, that's true. Misinformation, manipulation. Yep. Misinformation and manipulation is two of the issues. Not only a V, but demonetization. Thank you so much for saying that. So correction, you get a violation and you don't get your money. Okay, you get demonetized. So it's a double deduction. You sit with a violation and you don't get your money. So yes, definitely be careful with that. I heard someone say that their live got shut down due to playing music. Is that part of it? Oh no, I haven't heard that. I depends on the music. I would imagine. I'm sure they're probably being a little bit more cautious and conscious of copyrighted music too. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it. So I could see that being the case. If somebody had some music playing that is, part of a copyright infringement. So Trinity, you use somebody, I know, yes, Michelle Crochet, she says Epidemic Sound is one she uses. But again, I don't know how that applies. She talks about that from a YouTube perspective. I'm not sure how that applies to TikTok. So I would definitely say be careful if you're going to have music playing. I was late coming in. I hope all of you. I hope some of the beginning will be available. Beginning of this conversation, or just in terms of the community standard guidelines. Afternoon, how you doing, Dad? Appreciate you. Yes, Lord Doc, you word it so like as a matter of fact. Love it. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Like this live. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely like the live, and we'll get things started. So vulgarity is going to get a V, really, when they come in to your lives. You know what, Alicia and anybody else, I'm assuming, I haven't seen the documentation yet, but I would not be surprised if now they're trying to address some of that too. You know, that would be my choice. You said in Chosen One Academy, is that an agency? What is Chosen One Academy? Am I adding that to the list? I'm assuming that is an agency, Coach Miss Jessie. I'm reading your comment. When would you start reaching out to brands? When would you start reaching out to brands? What does that mean? When when should you or me? Let me know what you meant by that, Portia. When would you start reaching out to brands? You're talking about in terms of your followers. When it's best to reach out to them, saying that you want to work with them. Thank you so much. How you doing, happy grandmama? You have 16,000 followers. I mean, you could do it now, friend. You could have done it probably. I tell people you don't have to have a lot of followers to start connecting with brands. I mean, it's really about how your page is branded, how you are, you know, having access to a group of people, your target audience, and you can communicate with brands to say, here's my audience, here's my impressions in terms of them looking at engaging with my content. There's a whole media kit that you could create. So you could definitely do it now. If that's your question. It's just a matter of how you package yourself for those brands. No, I need to ask you. I am going to check them out. Oh, okay, Nexus. That's what you're talking about. Yes. They're gone mad. They have not heard that. I have not heard that. The vulgarity comment. Okay, gotcha. Copyright. Yeah, I have not heard all about the music. Interest in the music too. I got a V playing word scrap. Really, Wordscape. I'm sorry. Really, guidelines. So interesting. Were you doing it like on a green screen? Like, how were you doing it? What does that mean? That you got a violation, because that's the new thing that they're talking about, the green screen is what Coach Miss Jessie and Alicia brought up, that you can't do a green screen anymore. So I wonder if that's what, if you were using a green screen to show that company's you know, the Wordscape game. um, he said I received a V for playing artist music. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting in terms of how rooms are done nowadays, because I would I would definitely be careful about playing music. I haven't been lately because of the whole YouTube co-streaming piece. So I want to make sure I don't get in trouble from that side. So I just haven't been playing music at all. Thank you so much, AKL. Thank you so much for being here. So I would definitely be careful about who you play music for. Um, as soon as you have the TikTok Shop affiliate program, you talking about for reaching out for brands. You know what? The TikTok shop, at least she has 16,000 followers, so she should have access unless there's some things she needs to clean up with her followers. But you know what? I wasn't thinking about it from the TikTok shop perspective. I was thinking about it even bigger than TikTok shop, just brands in general. Um, but Portia, let me know if that's what you were referring to in terms of brands from a TikTok shop perspective. Yeah, you were talking about just regular brand deals, not the TikTok shop. Okay, gotcha. That's what I assume you were saying. So, yeah, so you definitely could start reaching out to brands. Have you heard of people say media kit, people call it brand kits. There's typically a 1 to 2 pager that you want to create, kind of sharing your stats, your metrics with brands, like how many likes you've gotten overall on your social media pages, how many followers you have in different platforms. And if you do have just TikTok as your primary, just being able to paint a picture to say, hey, here's who my audience is, here's who I'm talking to, here's the type of content I create, here's my impressions when people are engaging with my content. So you want to create that type of 1 pager. It's almost like when you think about it as a resume, like you're creating that. Maybe there's some headshots or some other links that they can click to see your content, and you send that to them as kind of a as an introduction to their marketing team. So there's a whole process for it. Um, UBC has the breakdown of what you can do and have like multiple different ways to do it as a micro influencer to you know, a full influencer. Um, so so yeah, there's a process you want to follow. excuse me. I can't. This has been kind of interesting as a day. Let's see. You said, okay, where can we find the guidelines for these changes? The guidelines is for guideline for TikTok. So when you're on TikTok Studio on your homepage, when you click to TikTok Studio, scroll down. I think actually scroll all the way down. I'm almost sure it was at the bottom where they have the new information for monetization. They have this like monetization community guidelines update, and there's some different articles there. So it's there. Alicia or anybody else, tell me if I'm wrong about that. That's pretty much where I felt like I looked. I think I looked there and I clicked around because I was trying to answer the question for Miss Kelsey, and I did not read what I clicked around, but I saw it. So I think that's where I was at when I saw it. What about these lives that we have still AI photo and they're playing affirmation or music? I wonder. I don't know if they're going to be able to continue to do that because some of that is, but some of that's green screen, but not all the time. I think those are some of the effects that are in the screen, in the effects area. Yeah. Green screen is okay for educational content, you think, please? You know what? From what I'm hearing, some of the green screen, the one green screen where you bring a image up to the front of you, may be okay to share. But the green screen that's behind you and people are using it as their content from behind and pointing to different things, I'm hearing that's unacceptable. So you just got to be careful. Thank you so much for the gifts. I see you, friends. Thank you, Miss Darlene, for the shares coming on in. Hello, everyone. Late but here. I appreciate your friend. You are correct. Thank you. That's where it's at. Okay, that's where it's at. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you're correct. All right, so yeah, scroll down on that TikTok Studio. Scroll all the way down, and there's a monetization section underneath. And so click there to read the articles and stuff. I'm slapping my own hand because I really should have stopped and read, y'all. I would have had this information too. Because I did literally look at it and I didn't stop to read it. I'm on TikTok streets for a month now and have to learn so much from you have learned so much from our lives. Yeah, oh, thank you so much, Trisha. I appreciate you, friend. Yeah, that's what this is all about. We are growing. This is our season to grow, guys. So there is no reason why we all can't be successful. That's it. You just keep doing it. And I don't want to discourage anybody from going live. Who was that earlier? Loving. She said, that's why I haven't gone live. But it is okay. You will be fine. What you're talking about, what you're doing, is not what them other folks are doing. They are not doing it correctly. They are manipulating. They are trying to make it seem as if they are the only reason only way they can be, the only person that can be successful. You can be successful. You can learn how to do this. You can do it effectively, and you will build your community. So I wholeheartedly believe that. And so it's just a matter of you showing up and just showing up consistently and making sure you're adding value. That's the thing. You know, some of those rooms are, they're not teaching anything. They're in there, and the value added is fake engagement. That's the value added that they're bringing. That's not right. I was relearning monetization rules, preparing for my live. Okay, that's how you came across it. You was like, ooh, this is a lot of information. Yeah, so it's a lot, but it's okay. You will get used to it, and you will understand it. And so what people have done, and I'm not surprised the rules change. Let me say this. Here's my 2 cents about it. And so TikTok, you can get mad at me if you want to. Last night I had 102 people in my live. Look at you. Awesome. Awesome. So just keep doing whatever you did. Go back and look at your recording. Go back and do the same thing. Yes, indeed, a lot. But you'll be fine. So here's what I will say. Because TikTok they rolled out the Skill Live Rewards program. Yes, I was so happy. Awesome. They rolled out that Skill Live Rewards program. And I think what had happened, okay, there we go. What happened is that because they rolled out that program and they changed the monetization, you had a lot of creators. And it's still, the Skill Live Rewards program is what it is. It's what we use to now structure how we monetize. Well, you had a lot of people that had to reevaluate and redo, essentially reassess how they engage their audience. And some people went extreme with it. Some people really were begging. Some people were really manipulating. All of that was happening. You said, Lovely, you raising your hand, you got a question, friend. I have my podcast equipment with me and was called to the, so I'm here instead of the lake. Oh, are you okay, friend? Or are you going to visit one of your daisies? Hopefully you're fine. I do get tired of all the baking. Yes, yes. So people were doing that, and I'm sure TikTok is like, oh, well, wait a minute. We opened up a can of worms, but this one, we didn't think it was going to create this type of, psychological shift in how people operate. And that's what happened. And so they should have left well enough alone. I'm going to say that out loud, because when you had this 50-50, you had a balance in terms of how people were creating their rooms and supporting each other, and people weren't doing all this extra manipulation. Okay? So I don't, not to say that it wasn't happening, but I think that actually fueled it. It clearly fueled it from even some of the rooms I've seen and been in from the end of last year to now. You see a shift in how people operate. And so I think for that reason, oh, you said what my mom was. Okay, hopefully she's better. All right, hopefully, well, she's in the hospital, so I'm gonna continue to pray for her. So hopefully everything's get better, friend. But yeah, so I would say, that's something that I have to reevaluate. And maybe it was a nice idea and a nice experiment. Much appreciated. You're welcome. But they probably do need to reevaluate that particular approach to how you're telling people they can monetize. And now it sounds as if they're putting some new parameters in place and rules to demonetize people, first of all, but also being very intentional about people who are truly abusing the platform, whether it's in the content or in their lives. So, Silent, hello, friend. How are you, friend? Let me know if there's any questions about that, but I'm going to read up on it. I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow and the next day. I still want to make my focus tomorrow about my nervous people. I don't want y'all to sit back and feel as if y'all have to be scared or shy or any of that. I want tomorrow's conversation to be all about you, and I want to pour into you all so that you feel support from just coming to this platform. It does not have to be a situation. Thank you so much for the Daily Art Maze, friend. It does not have to be a situation where you're feeling like, okay, I'm here, but I'm only here to listen to other people. Like, you can truly grow. So I just shared my live out to some people because I didn't share it. How you doing, EM? How are you, friend? Thank you so much. Oh, look at the subscriber. Appreciate your friend. Thank you so much. I missed the name. It got, oh, Miss K Latte Mommy. How are you, friend? What's good? How you doing, Lamarck? Appreciate your friend. You said I'm up for a battle while mom's asleep. Oh my gosh. Tap her up, y'all. Thank you so much, friend. And so yeah, so that's what we'll talk about that. I will share some more information. You said I am well. I appreciate you, friend. Yeah, so we're gonna share. I'm gonna share some more information. But again, I don't want you guys. You're welcome. I don't want you guys to not click the go live button just because of this. So everybody in the chat, how you doing, Lamarck? What I will say though is policies change all the time, y'all, too. So don't feel like, okay, this is a policy change that's going to impact you and how you learn and monetize and grow. Because guess what? It's probably going to be another policy change that happened at the beginning of the year or towards the end of the year. That happens all the time. And every business is structured. So for that reason, it doesn't impact me that much, because I'm like, okay, what I'm doing is the thing I'm gonna do. You say yes, ma'am. They change all the time, and we get frustrated, we get upset about it, and then we end up getting accustomed to it, and it's business as usual before there's a blow all over. So I'm gonna make sure I read up, but I'm also gonna visit a few lives, maybe tonight to see if they're talking about it, see what happens, see what I can find out, y'all. Especially for some of these other creators, they like, oh, wait a minute now. Yeah, changes happen all the time on the platforms. They do. They do. And so this is no different. Now, what I will say though, it is going to impact people who was um, engaging in bad behavior. They're gonna have to really think about what they're saying and doing. And then TikTok is fairly strict in general when you think about in comparison to the other platforms. So if you're here, you are operating on more, uh, you know, tougher guidelines, stricter the guidelines than when you see on the FB and IG, okay, or even the YT. So here, the whole drinking in your lives, you can't do that. Driving, those are things that you just could not do to begin with. But you see people partying and having a good time on the FB all the time, okay? So just know it's a different world over here. And so you just got to get used to their rules and guidelines. Nobody likes change, but change is sometimes good sometimes. It is. It is. And so the way they operate over here, though, has always been on the stricter side. So you just got to know. And if you want to play in a sandbox, then you got to play by the rules. That's how it is. Yep. Thank you so much. The daily check-in. If you haven't got your daily heartbeat, definitely do that. I have much more freedom on one of the other platforms I'm on. Really? Yeah. That's it. Yes. It's definitely a different world over here. I will say this, to me the changes are okay unless you are wild. Yeah, that's it. Unless you're a wild person, yeah, you see it. Now, what I will say though, TikTok, and this is where it's going to hurt people in their pockets. TikTok, you can make money easier and quicker over here than any of the other platforms. I'm pointing to y'all YouTube. Any of the other platforms, you can make more money over here quicker and easier. Just because, first of all, going live is the first way. Now, again, the new rules and guidelines is going to make you think twice about what you say and how you say it and what you do. But over here, you can essentially grow a lot easier. Okay? You can grow, you can connect, you can engage with people, you could build a community. It does take time, it does take intentionality, it does take you showing up, all the things so that you can be successful. But it is quite feasible to make a nice passive income, if not in depending on your growth strategy, if not primary. So I don't want to I want to underscore that even more because the other ones, there's a lot of hoops you gotta jump through. I've heard what the changes are not bad to me. Yeah, yeah. So far, everything that's been said, I haven't researched it myself personally, but the things that Alicia in my travels and coach Miss Jessie talked about, it has no impact to me. I mean, that's the reality. It's no impact because I don't operate that way. So, and what I tell you guys, you're not operating that way. So it's really no impact. But at the end of the day, you do want to be conscious of how people are coming to your room, how they're commenting. I block and mute a lot of people as they come in and have bad behaviors and stuff. I do that as well as just making sure I I'm just showing you guys how to engage, and again how to engage your viewers as they come into your room. You said I'm a blessing us all. You're welcome, friend. Where do you find the new guidelines? The new guidelines are on your profile. You click TikTok Studio. That's on your profile page, and then it takes you to tools. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and those are the new monetization, the community guidelines under monetization. So that's where you're gonna do. That's where you're gonna go to read up on them. That's exactly it. And you go there and read up on them. Now, I didn't get a chance to read them. I literally clicked there and looked because I was helping a colleague in the room with just sharing some different tips where stuff was. And I clicked on it, looked at it, did not read it, just clicked off of it. And I should have read it. So I feel bad that I didn't stop to read. That was my fault. But and I probably would have had all that information to share. But I appreciate those who came in the room was like, look here, did you hear the tea? Did you hear the tea? TikTok has gone crazy. So I appreciate y'all because at least I know where I need to go because I did look at it, but I did not read. Is there a list of words that you can't say? Was there any kind of details like that given? Coach Miss Jessie, Alicia, are y'all still in the room? Any details like that given in those guidelines? My first mind is to say no, probably not. Um, Dion, you said you read it as well. Anybody who read it? I read the information yesterday or the day before. Any details like that given? I don't typically think they do. Their guidelines usually are general kind of claims and things you can't do. Um, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't give examples. That type of stuff I didn't see previously. So you kind of fill in the blank. A lot of it is somewhat intuitive, but at the same time, I don't think they say here are the list of words you cannot say. But let me know if I'm wrong, if they spelled it out this time. Yeah, it's okay to mute black people in your life. Yes. If they're inappropriate, yes. So yeah. Um, you said no exact words, not that I can recall. Yeah. What was the question? She was asking, was there any specific words that you can't say, can or cannot say listed in that new community guidelines updates? Was there any kind of specific things that they pointed out to say, you cannot say this, you cannot do this? Cannot say, I think it was words in particular she was asking about. But like I said, typically they don't include words, but I think some of the statements can be interpreted. Some of the things they say you can't do can be interpreted to say, oh, well, you can't follow for follow's sake. And so when you said no, okay. So they'll use language like that. You can't follow for follow's sake, or you can't follow a person only with the intention for them to follow you back. And so the whole scoop, follow, gotcha, that those are words that could fall into that interpretation. So that's what a lot of people say not to do, because that was a guideline in the previous. I don't know if it's still there, it should be, but in the previous update that was worded something similar along those lines. But words that affect you, mental health, like call people all names, that is like say, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Alicia said that. She did say that, like you can't use those type of words. Um, yeah, you gotta be careful about derogatory words, words that may seem, and again, I've always talked about this, words that have double meaning. So Alicia gave the example there, what you wrote, EM, in the sense that you might say that in a casual way, like, girl, you use the C word. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want TikTok to get me in trouble, y'all. But you got to be careful about saying that, because you may say it in a very jokey way, like, "Oh, you're not serious," but again, you use that word. Okay, so just be careful in that way. Um, and again, in my responses, things I write, I try not to say stuff like that, but I say stuff like, oh, that was funny, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, oh, that was so funny, stuff like that, like, but I try not to use those words. And again, I think I've always kind of saw TikTok to be a little bit more strict in how they operate, and so for me, that's just a word that I would probably just avoid in most cases. Exactly what you and Alicia said. Yep. How are you? Yep. Oh, thank you so much. I'm good, Sally. Thank you for asking. Um, it's like those inappropriate words. Yep. The inappropriate words. Is it okay to mute and block people in your lives? Yes, Kimberly. Yes. It is okay to mute and block people in your life. I do it all the time, especially if there's somebody who's spamming and or said something inappropriate, and you'll get people who was somebody spamming. I typically don't engage. I just click what they're saying and I mute and block them. I think someone came in a room and they were doing kind of some begging type behavior, and I just clicked the words and I mute and block them and got them out the room. So because people like that, if you come into someone's room and you're not reading the room and you don't understand what the room topic is about, how to properly engage, then and you're just coming spamming, to even tell you not to do that tells me that you you don't know, you don't want to be in this room anyway, because you came in with that type of behavior. So I will say, you just make the decision if you want to continue to have somebody in your room or not. But I would say definitely get them out if they're going to be inappropriate and doing things that are not going to help your room. Oh, thank you so much. She said tap her up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with TikTok lately. You know, when it comes to the likes, because you guys are tapping, the likes are there. Um, I think again the algorithm is acting a little wonky for me, but it's all okay. Like I said, comparison is the thief of all joy. And if I have one person in this room or 23 people in the room, I'm gonna still keep going. Although I am going to get off a little earlier today, just because I'm going to do my YouTube exclusive, because I'm going to do that. I said I'm going to do it at 6 o'clock, so I'll probably get off probably close to like 5:30, 5:45. We'll see. 5:30 is about to hit any minute now, so probably 5:45. 5:45 will put me at 90 minutes, so that'll be good. I'll get off in 90 minutes, so about another 10 minutes actually. Creator says she got a violation for wiping and blowing her nose with a tissue. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. You know, the AI is funny about what type of behavior you're doing. So I know drug use is a problem. You can't mention words that are affiliated with that, or you can do things that will imply that it's some kind of um, you know, paraphernalia or something that is inappropriate. And so I don't know what she looked like when she did it, but maybe that's what the AI caught. She probably doing things just like someone attending his future parents-in-laws for the first time. Say that again. She's properly doing things just like someone attending the future parent. You talking about me? I love that. I believe the people in this room are more mature adults. That's fair. Yeah, that's it. Yep. They told her look like, oh, yep, that's probably it. Now, I don't see how that looked if you're saying blowing your nose, but it must have been something she did. Yes, she should. Gotcha. Okay. Or, really? Yeah, let's see. Should probably do things just like someone attending his future parents-in-laws for the first time. Okay, now I got you. Okay. I reread what you wrote. TikTok, yes, but TikTok, yes. Yeah, you're amazing, beautiful. She stays positive. Thank you so much, Jason. Southern North Carolina, just Southern North Carolina. I received due to a troll. Did you really? Did you really? What happened? Did you have to? I mean, ideally, you mute and block the person, and you appealed it and got your appeal removed. Tell us about your YouTube. Oh, thank you. You said Denise said talk about your YouTube, girl. What I'm doing on YouTube, I've done this for the last couple weeks, where I do on Tuesdays, I do a quick 30-minute YouTube exclusive. It's just a live where I talk about my journey. So I give some insights to what I've experienced, some things from a new beginner, a new creator on YouTube, as well as yes, Michelle Crochet. She comes to the live and she shares some things too. Do you follow anyone back? Do I follow anyone back for YouTube? YouTube actually, let me talk about YouTube. And I'll talk about TikTok too. But YouTube, I actually do exclusively because I'm trying to grow the channel and I'm trying to help people grow their channels. So anybody who goes to my YouTube, Dr. Lisa, Launch Your Income, if you put a comment on one of my shorts, long form videos, whatever, put a comment, like, subscribe. I can see the comment, I get the notification. I can go to your channel, like, subscribe as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe last because YouTube is particular about people watching videos and they see that as fake engagement. So you always want to comment, like, subscribe. When it comes to yes, Michelle, she'll do the same so you can get both of us to become new subscribers for your channel as you're growing your page. So that's what I do for YouTube. So go to my channel and and I'll follow you back. For TikTok, here's what I do with TikTok. I do follow quite a bit of you back. I get so many followers in a day, I can't do everybody. So typically when people comment and I see it, you'll notice, it's like, let me follow this person back because you commented on in my DM, and I'm able to follow you back then because I'm able to see. Now, the other thing is, I say with TikTok, you want to balance how many followers you have because the max you can have is 10,000. You get followings, not followers, followings. The most you can follow somebody else is 10,000. That's your limit. So as you're growing in your numbers, you want a ratio where you're not at the max. Okay? You never want to get to the max because then at some point you have to start deleting people. And so you got to be careful about how many people you follow. So I'm at a point where I'm right around, I think I'm right around 4,000. I'm probably going to try to hover around in that number for the most part, maybe half as I grow, where I can pick up people along the way. But typically, what I try to do is people who are my people, my engagers, people I'm connecting with, like somebody like Sultry Nana, um, Ian. So there's plenty of you in this room. And if I'm not following you, then we need to be connected more often, y'all, okay? So I can really support you. But that's how I do it. I'm not a person that's going to um, be too restrictive of who I'm following. That is a strategy. I don't want you guys to frown on it too much, because as you grow, you'll see where you're gonna have to come up with some parameters around who you follow and how many as well. Thank you so much. So I just say that in all transparency so that you guys understand, like, part of this is not just me being funny, but as you grow and you're going live and you get more people and more engagement and more supporters, you're going to have to make a decision on what that looks like. There's some creators that say they only follow their subscribers. And so I don't do that. But I do make sure, like, if I see you and we're commenting and we're in a chat, I'm going to follow you back so we can continue our conversation too. So oh, you were trying to be patient with the gentleman. Oh, and won't accept no. Yeah. People like that I block and mute. Drop the gem Sims. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much. The digital contractor, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Candy. I appreciate you, friend. Come on in. Um, thank you for the hand heart. So, yeah, as you guys are growing, you'll see we're going to have to make some choices about all the things you're doing in your life journey. So let me know if there's any final questions. Like I said, I want to make sure I answer any questions as well. We told him he does not qualify. Yeah, said that you guys were bullying him. You guys got in trouble for bullying, huh? Wow, that is not fair. That was not fair at all. He said he came into your room. So did he report you all? Is that what happened? He said, I'm back. How you doing? How you doing, friend? Eva. um, so wait a minute. He came into your room. He must have reported you for that behavior. That must have been it, huh? Wow. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. So what I'm going to do on YouTube, just to close the loop on that, what I missed. You missed a lot. They came in. We had a whole conversation about the new community guidelines. So I got some homework to do. You said I'm so nosy. No, you're fine. No, Sultry Nana was saying how she got a violation. That's how this conversation had evolved, because we were talking about the new community guidelines and violations that people are getting. Violations and demonetizing. So TikTok is taking away your rewards and your money, as well as giving you a violation for bad behavior. And so you got to be careful about what you're doing. Community guidelines changed recently. As of today, I think they take into effect. And so the overall comment was surrounding how that's impacting people. Oh no, yeah. You said the stolen intellect. She said, what? Do you follow what? Oh, Denise, what happened? Do I follow? What about people that have limited numbers and no post and no in one post? Oh, Denise, I try not to follow those people because they're not engaging. I probably follow a few of y'all. Thank you so much, Ian. I'll probably follow a few people like that because I know they're just starting and they've come to my live and we've connected a few times, but I try not to make that the norm. As a matter of fact, I actually try to avoid it because it's like, okay, those people, if you're not engaging, you're not posting content, then we can't engage in your content. That's just the reality of it. So you do need to put some parameters surrounding who you'll follow in that way. Okay? So the one person I follow like that who doesn't have content is my husband. He does not have any content. He He is on these TikTok streets all wrong, all wrong, wrong, wrong. But he does get a follow from me. He doesn't have a bio, y'all. He came in and y'all called him out. I was like, well, I didn't realize he had no bio. So I'm probably going to have to sit down and make him write a bio and post at least one or two things. If he gonna come back into my room, be like, look here, you cannot have me looking bad. Thank you so much. So yeah, so he, if anybody, he probably need to get his act together. So cute, thank you. Y'all called him out. Who was that? Coach Miss Jessie. And she's like, wait a minute, Dr. Lucy, he has no bio. I was getting blocked one time and it will be never again. What happened? You got blocked. You didn't get blocked today. I saw that. You said I have a lot on my morning lives. You know what, Deneen? I'm gonna say this. This is part of another thing. As you, so Miss Deneen, how's your lives going, friend? Too, and so I'm gonna say this because you are growing in your life journey. You're on YouTube. You're doing all the things, friend. You're gonna start noticing. Thank you so much for the hairpiece. Oh, that's pretty too. You're gonna start noticing a lot of what people are not doing in terms of getting their the blue boxes, the daily heart needs, all the things. So you'll notice that quite a bit. Yeah. So you're gonna have to make a decision on who do you follow back, and then who do you also engage with in terms of their content. Do you know why? Do you know why you were being filtered? So TikTok, it depends on the words you're using. Some words are part of block words already. Thank you so much, digital contractor. I appreciate you, friend. After my meeting, after our meeting, you felt better? You did? Awesome. That's good. How long have you been going live regularly then? I'm assuming you have. Yeah, you said today at 7, 8. Okay, live. You said, so you go live every day at 7:15. Okay, look at you, friend. I love that. Yes. Okay. Let's see. I missed a comment. Um, Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate you. You are refreshing with your infectious laugh and demeanor. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. I appreciate that. I accept compliments. I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, some of the words that TikTok has as blocked words, it just depends on what words you were using. So let me say it real quick. I'm going to say a few of them because in the hold on one second. I clicked the wrong thing. In settings, you can scroll down to comment settings, and then there's blocked keywords. So I don't think you were saying any of these words, but these words got blocked. And so it just depends. I'm not gonna say any of those words. TikTok ain't gonna catch me slipping, y'all. I am not gonna say any of those words. But it's some of those trolls coming in, and so TikTok has words that are blocked when you block people. And so you shouldn't have been saying like words like feet and toes and all that stuff. You weren't saying stuff like that. But you know somebody came in here saying something inappropriate. And so that's not what you were saying. I had to go read up on all that. Yes. Yes. Denise, yes. That's good. You've been going live. Awesome. Yeah, Kim, I got to read up on my stuff too for the community guidelines. So I'm going to make sure I know a little bit more. I'll bring it. I'll talk about it at my 10 o'clock. Make sure we're all up to speed there, and then I'll bring it to the 4 o'clock as well. He said, Mom, so we have a beautiful evening. Okay, thank you so much, Dion. Appreciate you being here. You're welcome, sis. Keep dropping them gems on us. You're welcome, friend. Are you going live on a regular basis too? I'm assuming you are. Ditching your 9 to 5 and government contracts and AI. You're doing all the things. Yes, teaching the people. We almost there. EM, you're so sweet. You said we almost there. We so really, Doc, I appreciate your live, and honestly, it was fun to watch some lives. Oh, yeah. You talking about some of the other bad behavior lives, or just lives in general? Yes, some of those lives we're gonna see how people act. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna go out and do some research and see what people are doing differently, how they're shifting their behavior a little bit. So, you are within the guidelines. He said, "I'm within the guidelines." Yes, I am. I try to be. Have a good day. Bible study tonight. Thank you so much, Miss K. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Appreciate your laugh out loud. Yeah, I try to stay within the guidelines. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's no point in doing all this stuff. And again, I think TikTok probably didn't realize when they rolled out that Scale Live rewards, it shifted people's mentality about monetization, which you're now leading with this approach where people are now hungry and acting ravenous for how to monetize, as opposed to saying, here's what's happening. Now, if you choose to engage, you can engage. If not, that's fine, you know? And so just recognizing that certain actions, there's going to be a reaction. And so to me, that was one of those reactions that people shouldn't have done. And ultimately, it's now creating, it's created a monster that they're going to have to go back and fix. So, and I think this is their attempt to do it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, like most of men when they are alone. What happened? What did I say? I missed something. Thank you so much. Thank you. You said sorry. Um, Hold on one second, guys. My daughter sent a comment. She's trying to get me to send her something. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. You know what? Let me hold on. I'm gonna see if I can send it from my watch. She's asking me to send her something. A little text message. I don't think I'm gonna be able to send it to her without coming off my live. Let's see. I don't be able to do it. I don't think so. I think I can't forward it. Oh, I might have did it, you all. Okay, let's see if that worked. All right, so I'm about to get off though because I know I know I gotta get off. I'm gonna jump on my YouTube live and make sure I jump over there and so I want to make sure I'm able to answer questions. Yeah, my first week watching lives was like, what the world is going on? Girl, let's go. Um, okay, wow. We F75. Thank you so much. Look at you, tech savvy and all. Yes, I did it for my watch, y'all. Let's go. I appreciate you, EM. Yeah, so for my watch, she asked, you know how you get a code? And I was like, why did that code just pop up? So she texted me and said, hey, I'm trying to get something. Can you send me that code? And so I had to share the code and then share it to her image. So hopefully she got it. She didn't say that she didn't get it, but hopefully she got it. And so you said I'm on tech savvy. Oh, it said the message could not be composed. Let me see, did that work? I don't know if it did. Oh, let's see, it didn't work. I don't know if it did. Okay, I think it did, you all. Okay, perfect. So when I thank you all who are coming in and who I think you're doing power snack in the world of God. Thank you so much, Word of God. Thank you for the heart puffs. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump on to my YouTube and let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to go over there and I'll probably just talk for usually 15-20 minutes just so that I can chat with you all and just share about my journey. I'll give you some insights. I'm still a new channel. I'm still growing. I'm still getting better. That's what this is all about. I want you all to grow as well so you don't have to feel like you got to have all the answers. So you'll be fine. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'll talk some more about the community guidelines tomorrow. Go into my profile as well. I scheduled a live event for tomorrow where we're going to talk during my 4 o'clock about mindset. So we got onto the community guidelines because our friends came in and dropped the tea and shared the news about that, which was helpful. I so appreciate it. But tomorrow I'm going to talk to my people who are nervous, my people who are shy, scared to click to go live. That's what we're going to talk about, okay? Let's go. You came in at a good time because you're at a time where things are being kind of reset. So you are learning. You're learning all about this app. You say, yeah, me, I know I'm talking to you. And so you're learning about this app, but you're learning about it under the new guidelines. So that's fine. Guidelines change all the time, but you're going to learn about it in a way that is going to be authentic to who you are and what you're all about. You're not going to be all, manipulating and trying to, persuade people to do stuff that they're not comfortable doing and they don't even understand the app. So all that manipulation that's been happening is inappropriate. Now I'll say it again, TikTok probably should reevaluate their Scale Live rewards because I think that caused people to think differently about how they engage in lives and how they become live hosts and engage have their viewers support their live. I think that whole fan club conversation too. I don't think that was the right name because that makes people feel like you're feeding their ego. And at the end of the day, it has to be a team. For this live to be effective, it's the people who are here, people who are supporting the live, people who are commenting, people who are sharing. All the things matter, not just the gifting. Okay, freezing, frozen. Am I frozen? Yeah, just wait just 2 minutes. What happened? I must be buffering. Am I acting up? TikTok is acting up on me. I froze. TikTok's like, it's time for you to go. You was about to get off anyway. You acted up. So that they're upset with me. So, but I appreciate you all coming here. Let me know if you want to jump over to the other platform. I will talk about what's happening over there. Yep, you froze. I told you TikTok don't want me to talk. They don't want to hear the truth. Thanks. They don't want to hear the truth. That's what it is. They don't want to hear the truth. So they're like, look here, we're going to freeze her out. That's exactly what just happened. But it's okay. I'm going to keep telling the truth, y'all. We are tapping you up. Thank you so much. What about other platforms? I'm going over there to the YT so I can, I do my exclusive on Tuesdays where it's just a brief conversation about my Go Live journey over here and just sharing some tips and strategies with people and some things that I've noted. I did commit to making sure I do a thumbnail, at least 5, have at least 5 done by June 1st. So I have been really slacking in terms of getting my page a little bit more optimized. So I'm going to do better. So that's the goal. The goal is for me to be a little bit more intentional. How you doing, my friend, middle-aged mamas? How are you, friend? What's the name? It's the same name, Dr. Lisa. Launch Your Income, same name. My handler over here is Launch Your Income. That's the only difference. I don't have my same handler for YouTube, TikTok. But it's Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. You put that in the search, you should be able to find it. And so I'm going to do that and talk for about, yeah, like I said, it's about 30 minutes at most, 20 to 30 minutes. It just depends on how the room goes. And if you have not come over to my page, go ahead and comment on a short or long form. Comment, like, subscribe. Always subscribe last because they don't like fake engagement. So you always want to subscribe last. If you do it for me, and my moderator is Yes Michelle Crochets. She's my mod over on YouTube. And so if you connect with her and say Dr. Lisa sent you, she will also go to your page and connect with you and subscribe as well. Okay? So just make sure you comment, like, subscribe. They want you to watch something. So I say watch a short, you know, something real quick, just so that my page is like, you want to, just so that you have that subscription sticks. So that's part of it. You got to make sure it sticks. Thank you so much, House Coach Grandma. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Hello, Beverly. Thank you for being here. All right, my friends, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to head over, and I have about 10 minutes before I start over there. And let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you. All the taps, all the shares, all the likes. I so appreciate it. I'm going to read my guidelines. You rock for show. Thank you so much, friends. I'm going to read my guidelines. I'm going to bring that back for y'all tomorrow. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about all things going live. I want you to be in the right headspace because what we're doing here is about how we are growing and leveling up. But it starts with your mind first, okay? You can't have those cognitive distortions that says, oh, I'm nervous, I'm shy, I'm introverted, scared. If you say that, you then have to say, but I am still going live, or but I am still going to do this, and make a go at it and be intentional. And it may very well be, my friend Suddenly Susan, where's the 30-day challenge? And you find a time, you set your intention, and you go live. And you continue to do it. You build your community. You engage with your people. And then as you're engaging, you will grow. You will see people supporting you. People will come back and they will continue to support you. So that's what this is all about. Your transformation is here. You say, yes! I appreciate you. All right, friends. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all. If y'all want to come over to the YouTube, I'm going to chat over there a little bit. I'm going to have a couple things I share out about that. But I appreciate you all. All right, take care. Bye-bye. My friends over here, thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I gotta get this screen set up so it stays upright. And I'm gonna end the live now. But I appreciate you coming on and staying with me. All right, take care. Bye bye. I'm gonna start over in 10 minutes. Bye bye.